on location of your emergency.
Breaking news out of North Idaho. Moscow police are investigating a homicide on King Road.
Is she breathing?
No.
So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that?
No, I don't remember what his eyes look like either.
Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves, but no weapon has been located at this time.
Arrested. That's 28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger in custody today.
Kohberger allegedly stalked one of the victims. That's false.
We do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area. There are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants.
Everything is alleged. Hey, you guys. How's everyone doing? There we go. Live number 2. I think we're actually going to make it. We might actually get 3 lives in today, guys. It might actually happen. Oh, my God. Okay. Now, this guy right here is interesting. I have listened to most of this. Well, I can't say really most of it. Let me say I've listened to the entirety of part 1, which is only like 4 minutes and some change. And then I've listened to enough to know for as much as a rush that we were told that Hunter was in to get to 1122 King Road. It's interesting that this guy, who is Hunter's roommate, says that Hunter stopped by their shared apartment to check on him, to check on him. Now, apparently he lived like right under where Emily lived, which is where Hunter apparently was at the time. But it's interesting that he got there so quickly and also had time to stop somewhere. And we never knew before that he stopped back at his own house, his own apartment, before he went to King Road. This is new. This is new and very interesting. So, and his cousin. Yes, and his cousin. And his cousin. And shout out to Connor for getting these. The channel did make a donation to Connor this morning for FOIA stuff. Without him over there working his ass off, we wouldn't have a majority of the stuff that we talk about here. So I told you guys yesterday when I was told to go check out his post that we were going to do that. We did that this morning. So hopefully that covers the cost of the one that he was posting about. It'd be nice to get those IMs, because to say that they don't exist is bullshit. And it seems that seems to be what they are constantly telling us is that things that we are being told by them exist. When we ask for it in a FOIA response, we are then being told that they do not exist by the people who told us they exist. Same thing is happening with the 1112 footage. The exact same people telling us that it doesn't exist already gave us a 5-minute clip proving that it does. You know, that kind of lovely shit. Okay, I got to keep my phone right here because I have a Walmart order. So just in case I have to answer her about anything, I need it right here. I don't think y'all can see it in the thingy, so it should be okay. Plus, it's like, I'll just see it if it pops up. Okay. Yeah, Connor's awesome. He's like pumping the hell out. So we have, I wish I could see the little thingies. Ugh. Okay, so we have this one, which is, again, it's 2 parts. You know how far apart they talk to this guy? I really wonder if there's something in between and it's maybe just not with MPD. Because the very first part of this is on 11/16. And then they don't talk to him again until 12/7, I think it is. And considering that Hunter Johnson, the guy who was there, had a knife in his hand as he was walking through the house, changed pants, all the things that would normally be really suspicious, okay? In a normal situation, all the things that would normally be super suspicious are just getting put off to the side. And the guy that is claiming that Hunter did not go straight to 1122 like we've been told over the past almost 4 years now, he actually made a pit stop. I've never heard that before. I don't even think that they made it noticeable in the report. I actually don't even know the report. That's why I don't even recall reading a report from Hunter Johnson's roommate. But this was also before we kind of knew more about who was who. So that's another reason why we're going through the reports the way that we are, one at a time, now that we have full-on information, and it's a lot easier to understand what's actually going on. So, yeah, he's busting his ass. So let's go ahead and pull this up. Now, I did what I did normally with these, which is take the audio, switch the photo, like switch the background of it, and then try to make it a little bit louder. So I ran this one through twice, where I have it like its original, whatever the volume is, and then I go from 100 to 200, download it, take that one that's now louder, and then put it back in the uploader and do it one more time. I went to do it a third time and it started to sound distorted on top of that. And I guess I really need another editor too, because I use Canva for everything that's not video. Video editing, I use Clipchamp. And in some videos, it'll have a noise suppression button, like when I go to the audio on the side. And in some videos, the option's not there for noise suppression. I was hoping that it would have showed up for this one, because when he's on the phone for part one, there's something happening. And then there's some sort of also background noise, not as horrible, but it's definitely there in the second one. And I don't know why my editor does that. I don't know why Clipchamp does it. Again, sometimes I'll have it, sometimes it won't even be an option. Sometimes I'll have like certain little clips I can use. Then I'll close that one out and I'll go to the other project that I was working on. And you'd think because it's the same desktop app that I would have access to all the same stickers and little clips and fonts and noise suppression, and it doesn't do it. I don't understand, honestly. And I've just been letting it be because it's just been working so far, but I probably need to find something more efficient, because that's annoying. Who has emotions? This guy? Well, I'll tell you, oh, thank you for the 2, Stephanie. I will tell you, the girls, Kaylee McConkey, she was really crying. And the Sophie girl, she was really crying. Like, I think out of all of them so far, like you really hear it with them, and the officers are definitely reacting to, like, I guess seeing their face, cringe up from about to start crying. You can definitely hear like the reactions. You definitely can hear the reactions in those 2 for sure. Super for sure. Welcome back, JJPP. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Now this should be louder to where you guys can hear it, but of course it's just audio. Ooh. Why am I that far off like that? That's cray. It's just audio. So it doesn't have to be too wild. Okay. All right, here we go. Both pieces together is about 41 minutes, just FYI. And there'll be a little part 2 separator right in the middle.
This is Cody.
Hey, Joe Mom. Yeah, you have. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you guys.
Sorry, give me just a second here. You caught me right in the middle of trying to eat some lunch.
You just broke up.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No,
are you still in Moscow or?
No, I'm up.
Yeah, I don't know where this guy's from. So, like, even if I don't know it. I don't know how to fill this part in. I don't know where he's from. And when I go in later, there's some stuff I have to do research-wise. in the MPD and the ISP stuff for a video that I hopefully can get out later this week. So I have it. Ooh,
Have you?
See? So I have it in there to go in there and try to find the report that these interviews are for, but I didn't even think about having time to find them earlier because I have no idea even like what keywords to look for, and it's been sort of difficult to find those. So I'll find it later and I'll put it down in the description box which supplemental reports these actually are.
Have you been contacted by anybody, or have you talked to anybody, any police or anything like that?
I haven't.
No, I have not.
Okay, so it looks.
I know that's the last one that Connor posted, but I haven't listened to even a second of that one. I have no idea what he has to say. That's interesting.
It's like at one point you were Phi Delta Theta.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, we're going through and we're talking to, all the fraternity and sorority members and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
Were you?
Wow.
When did you drop out?
That'll be interesting, man. Oh, man, that must be the consensus, huh? Yeah, probably. I wish we had access to more of Hunter Johnson's stuff, but I'm pretty sure his stuff went straight to the feds after that first one. Yeah, this is all redacted. Yeah, when Peter did his interview and he was talking about like a couple of the guys that him and Ethan thought were weird, this was one of them, along with Kai Davis. I can't remember the name of the other guy. Now, I questioned, like, well, how odd is that Ethan thinks Kai Davis is weird? Because Kai Davis was sleeping with Bethany, not dating, apparently. They were just, like, hooking up for, like, a couple of weeks or whatever before this happened. But Kai Davis said in his interview that he was over at Bethany's house so much that when the alerts went out that there was also a male involved in the homicides, they thought it could have been Kai, because they didn't know that he was home and in his room. So they kind of like rushed into his room, like freaking out. Like that's what Kai said in his interview. How true it is, I don't know, but that was his story. So I was like, well, how did that work? Because Ethan never, ever slept anywhere else. He was always at 1122. And if Kai was always at 1122 and Ethan thought that he was weird and they didn't really get along, like how did that dynamic work? And then you have to also remember, we got two freaking screenshots, freaking losers, two screenshots when it came to text messages between Dylan and Blaker and Bethany and Blaker. And they can't tell me whose is whose. I asked, can you tell me which one's Dylan's and which one's Bethany's? No, we can't. Okay, great. So in one of them, it mentions a fight that happened in October, and there's some initials in there. I think one of them CJ. I know Kai Davis is mentioned in that one. So I'm just wondering, like, how is that dynamic? And then you hear that this guy is Hunter Johnson's not only cousin, but roommate, and that they hung out over at 1122 all the time. So in Peter's interview, he's saying that Ethan and him think that Caleb Jacobsen and Kai Davis are weird and they don't like them. And 2 out of that 3, at least at this point, were like always over at King Road, where Ethan also always was. How did that dynamic work? Or is Peter full of shit? And Peter's the only one that thought that they were weird, and Ethan was fine with them and didn't have a problem and actually liked him and hung out with him all the time, and they were friends. See, we don't know because Ethan's not here to take up for himself. You ask this guy, and he says he's one of Ethan's best friends. So was it really like a jealousy thing? Because some people don't allow their best friends to have other best friends. So was it jealousy that had Peter saying that Ethan thought Caleb was weird so that Caleb would think that Ethan was talking shit about him after his death and have just like this horrible now feeling about himself because Peter's a dick? I mean, is that possible? Probably. I mean, it is possible. So who really knows the truth? Who really knows the truth? And that's freaking sad. Because Ethan's not here to speak for himself. That's really sad. Yeah, this is like super redacted. Let me see if I can pull forward.
Okay. All right. Well, how about this? I don't like talking to people on the phone just because, obviously, if you were one of Ethan's best friends, what's your schedule look like? Like, are you working right now or anything?
No, I'm just going this Friday to next Friday.
Okay. Hey, so what if my partners, one of my partners is still, if that's okay, I'll pass along your information. Like I said, we're just talking to all the fraternity and sorority members, trying to just, get who's who in the zoo and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Right. And as you probably know, there's so many people that know each other and all that.
Yeah, I'd like to know what exactly it is that he was playing on. That is something that gets brought up in this interview. And all the second part is where like all the bigger details are. This is going to be over in just a minute. It's already almost there. He claims he was playing with Ethan like up until like 6 p.m. on Saturday. So like I don't know if he was like going and maybe playing off of Hunter, like his brothers, or playing off of Hunter Johnson's, but there definitely was no console or anything, unless it was just all straight up phone games. But the stupid part, one thing I know from listening to this, they redact the name of the freaking game that they were playing. We're not allowed to hear the name of the damn game that they were playing. You can't make this stupid shit up. Absolutely stupid
kind of stuff. So it's hard for us to like.
You can
get everything straight over the phone. We don't want to get our wires.
Systems are all different. I know with my son, he has Xbox, but he also has Steam. And even though on Steam you can play Xbox games, you have to have a completely different subscription. And they, as far as I understand, they don't cross over. Unless you get like, I think no, actually, didn't that just change? I think he just updated to like the bigger package because it does allow crossover. I know that when I used to play Pokemon Go on mobile, like when the shit first came out, like a decade ago, that I would use a VPN to spoof into like Australia and shit to get like special Pokemon on my laptop. Because there was like APK files that you could use to mirror phone apps onto your computer. So I did that with Pokemon Go for like years until they almost made it impossible at that point. So that's a side story about me, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not really quite sure.
Crossed anywhere as far as that kind of stuff. So, what
had all the cool
are
shit,
you available today to meet up with anybody?
Yeah, I should be. One sec. Let me check and see if my mom used my car.
Okay.
What's up? Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. All right, cool.
It's almost over, I promise.
Let me give you a call back here in just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to talk to my partner up there. And
yeah, my son built him one from scratch. Like he bought all the separate pieces and built it, a video of it, like about a year ago. He was like 16 when he did it, just turned 16 when he did it. Cost him a lot less than they normally cost. But the one that I have actually that I edit on is a gaming system. It's a Victus gaming system. So yeah.
See what his schedule looks like, and then I'll get back with you, and we'll try to figure out a time, maybe today or tomorrow, when he can meet up with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
I mean, pretty much all. So okay. Xbox, even like online, you can play Xbox on, like, this is how I'm understanding it. I mean, I could drag my kid in here and make him like explain it, but he'd hate me probably. So the way that I'm understanding it as the person that pays for the damn Xbox subscriptions is with his Xbox, he was able to play some things also like on Xbox, like on the computer. I know that when I played Minecraft, I played in servers online, because there's online games where you get and you play like player versus player, online lobbies where it plays like Roblox. It's open internet source, like open internet source type gaming. But there's also like mobile games. I think they talked about previously playing Clash of Clans in a mobile game. They also talked about playing what was it? It's one of my favorite games that Slade hates it. Cars and soccer in a thingy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That damn game that they were talking about. So there's at least 2. Yes, I know. It's like a Steam system or something like that. Slade was looking at possibly buying one at one point. I think whenever he looked, it was like $1,200 or some shit like that. But no, they have like, man, oh, I know, that was my first shit right there. No, they have like they have so many. But you can now when it comes to PlayStation, I have no clue. We are not PlayStation people, and we are not iPhone people. We are Xbox and Android people. Now you know. But yeah, there's plenty of like games that Slade will play on his console, and then he'll play some games on his computer, but then he'll log into a separate account to play Steam games that do some sort of like, I don't know, it's something different. I don't know what the hell it is. But now PlayStation is, I think, like ending all of their like physical copy stuff. Everything's going digital. But there is also like gaming consoles that were created by I want to say it is Steam, which is he acts like it's not connected to Xbox, but technically it is. Yeah, there's like all kinds of shit out there. No, but what was out there in 2022, I would have to like look that up to see. But I do know, again, that they mentioned Clash of Clans and one of the other games. One that I actually freaking like. Rocket League. Thank you, my God. I don't know how the hell I didn't remember that name. So they've mentioned 2. They've mentioned 2 so far. Yeah, the Steam Machine. That's what he was looking at. That's what he was looking at. Yeah, I love Rocket League. I don't know why the frick I couldn't remember. That's how, you know what? That's how I tell my kids to do the dishwasher. They act like if they can't put stuff together, I said, pretend like it's Tetris. Fill that damn thing up. Go fill the damn thing up. Oh my God, I cannot wait. There's a new update. You know what? I'm going to go just completely off and nerd out for a second and see if there's any updates on that newer game. Because I know that they have a new one coming out this year. I bet you it's going to come out for Christmas. And then they have another 2D game coming out in 2027. Plus the movie. Oh, there's a date. April 30th, 2027. For the live action Zelda movie. That's 2 weeks. That's 12 days after my birthday. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I know. Yeah, trust me. With a washer and a dryer and mattresses and frames and yeah, we did. We did. That's for sure. Okay. Bro, yeah, me and Slade were playing. I had him download like older versions of Need for Speed because that's like all I used to play. And then like he didn't understand like how crappy Grand Theft Auto used to really look. I was like, San Andreas was ugly. You just have no clue how good y'all got it now because it was so bad. Oh my God. Oh my God, I know. But see, and look, like games are innocent, right? So why? I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna start playing this. But why are they blocking the name of the game that they were playing? Like it sounds like because they ask him how many players typically can play that game, and his answer sounds like he says 3. So listen for that. I can't remember off the top of my head if they tried to redact him saying 3, and I just heard the beginning of it, or if they actually let it play out. So that was interesting to hear that. But I just don't understand the reasoning behind having to mute and redact the name of the video game they were playing at 6 p.m. the night before they died. Like, what is the problem? What is the actual issue? It's weird. Okay, she seems to be finding everything.
And then
yeah. Awesome. Okay, and your middle initial?
J.
And your last name?
J.
Okay, and your date of birth? 2003. Wow. Okay. And your current address?
My God.
How you feeling?
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Seen better days, but
Yeah.
This is me. So you have that. This is Kim. Today is December 7th.
mhm.
Cool Harbor
See?
Day.
So they last spoke to him on 11/16, and they, I messed it up there. No, I didn't. Part 2/12/7/22. Yeah, they waited weeks to speak to him again, knowing that Hunter was he was a pit stop for Hunter. And again, that's crazy that we didn't know that until now.
Okay. And the current time is 1:53. So it sounds like you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And just in case it didn't capture that first part, you said you are roommates with Ethan and
No, I'm roommates with.
Hunter Johnson.
Yes.
okay, and was
The guy on the line with
911.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'll just let you start. It might be easiest just to have you start telling me what you know, what you understand of the case, anything you think that might help us out.
It's hard for me to even fathom. I was back up here because I was buying my phone, and then I walked into my apartment, and my other roommate, her boyfriend, is one of me and her best friends. He was leaving, and we just saw cars racing by right when my cousin had left to go over there towards King Street. And
Yeah, so he is Hunter Johnson's not only cousin, but they are roommates in a shared apartment in the Whites that he is going to describe as being under Emily's apartment.
we didn't know what happened, and then the lock was put into place, and I texted Ethan and I asked him if it was okay. Obviously, I never got a response. But yeah, that place, everyone's in and out of. That's in our friend group.
And that place being 1122 King
Yeah.
Street. Okay.
The house that it happened. I was always there. I mean,
Okay.
like me and his girlfriend are really, really close with Xana and Ethan. And
But Peter talks about this guy and says Ethan thinks he's weird. Like, that's really, really, really effed up, honestly, of Peter. If it's really not true and Ethan doesn't actually think that because they actually are close and Peter's just jealous, that now that's out into the ether that Peter said that Ethan thinks this guy is weird. And what if it's not actually true? And now his feelings are all messed up.
I mean,
Okay.
like me and his girlfriend are really, really close with Xana and Ethan. And we were there all the time. I mean, it was not uncommon to see us there.
Okay, go take a look.
Making tacos or enchiladas or just partying, I guess. And there was tons of people in and out of that place just throughout the great community. Mainly Sigma Chi's and Delts.
Okay. Are you a member of one of the fraternities?
Yes, so I was in.
So what? I'm sorry. What was the name of it? I'm gonna get it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what'd you call it? Okay.
Yes.
You're not a member anymore.
I'm not a member anymore.
Okay. When?
But I was still a big part of the Greek community. No, even though I wasn't in the house anymore. I mean.
Redaction. Megawood.
Get good at Greek. Okay.
So I was still very involved with everything. I was still doing the intramurals, and I knew a bunch of people, and I was still hanging out because I was down at the school. I just lived off campus, obviously.
And where did you live down?
Yeah, the location for his address, stuff makes sense, but just wait till they block out the video game.
Complex.
Okay, what number were you in? Or okay.
I have no idea. They don't actually. No, he actually never ordered anything after the fact. No MDP. And how you doing? Thank you for that shawl again. I appreciate that. I was wearing it yesterday. No, they when the unsealed information came out in, I think this last batch of information, there was a more detailed layout of what they were claiming about Kohberger, and they don't have any. I've never read anything that says that they asked him to produce anything. We know that there's not one that was taken in as inventory, at least nothing that we have actually seen, but we don't actually know if that means they didn't find one. They might have found one, and they might have just not put it in inventory because that would kind of like ruin the narrative, So you have to look at that both ways when it comes to that situation. There's a knife that is listed as number 1 on the inventory reports from Pennsylvania, but no one has seen it. We don't know what kind of knife it was. We've only ever seen the Pennsylvania release that has it listed as the first one, but it doesn't say K-bar, it just says knife. And even with that, after all this time, they've still said that they haven't found like the murder weapon, right? Like the actual knife that they claim like would have been used. So we know that they apparently repurchased whatever it was that Kohberger purchased, but they're also trying to say that he deleted like purchase history or attempted to try to delete purchase history. And there's no way to delete purchase history. You can archive orders, but you cannot delete. So I've recorded myself like going through the Amazon like troubleshooting stuff. The next thing I think I need to do is just like call them and record the call and just ask, hey, is there a way to like go in and delete purchases permanently from your account? Like how does that work? I think that's the only next step I can really do. I mean, I'll post the little videos that I recorded on my phone. Because it's like those I'm screen recording what I'm doing on my phone and I'm just like talking type thing. So I'll post those so you guys can see like what I'm looking at and where I'm getting that from. But I don't know where they're getting that. There's no proof of anything of that nature even being existing to be, accessible to people on this end. So I don't know where that's at. But no, when it comes to repurchasing anything, no, that's not true. All they said was that he apparently had maybe like searched for similar ones other than the one that he already had purchased, I guess, but never actually repurchased anything. No, that wasn't proven to be true. And I don't know why they haven't produced the receipt. I don't know why they haven't produced the like photos of the ones actually on the when you go to the Amazon listing, I don't know why they haven't just shown it to us from like his end, like the back end. Like go to his Amazon account, you have his logins, you have his passwords, in this you now have a password and login for these accounts. So why can't you log in, go to orders and take a screenshot and send it to us with the order number, the date, the address, the name? Like it would be so simple. Why can't we see that? Why can't we see that? I have no idea. I also don't know why they haven't been able to just produce to us the repurchase. They claim that they went back in. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they have. Have they asked him? I don't know. That's the problem. Like we don't know what knife it was that they found, and we don't know if they actually found a sheath, didn't mark it. Like we don't know if he's been asked to produce it. We have no clue. It's a great question. It's a great question, but we have no clue if he's been asked that question. And they're being really shady about what they actually found at his house because it's all FBI record and we're not allowed to see any of it. I'm going to try, like it's on the list for me to try to get some sort of information of the knife that was found. But on the crossouts on the bottom of all the inventory reports, it says to see like the FBI report, and the FBI isn't going to give us anything. So I don't know if I'll be able to get anything from that. But seeing what kind of knife was found would be interesting, especially if it's a sheathless one, and especially if it's a K-bar. I would love to freaking see that. But I mean, it's a great question too. It's still a good question, but I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. So I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out. I mean, I wish that they would release them talking to him, because if they have interviews with him where they actually are like going at him, like they truly believe that he's the one who did it, and they're asking him all these things, I'm sure in the interviews they ask him that, yeah. That you'd think that would be one of the questions that they ask in the interviews. Okay, so if we know that you purchased the knife sheath, we know that it came with a sheath, we know that the sheath that you purchased matches the one at the crime scene, so produce your knife sheath. I would hope that they asked him that question. I just wish that we could hear that they actually asked it, because they're hiding so much from us. We have no idea what they've done with any of that at all. So like I said, I'm going to try to FOIA the Pennsylvania thing, because I need to know if it's a K-bar knife. Because if it's a sheathless K-bar knife, I mean, yeah, that's going to be kind of difficult, especially if it looks very similar to the ones that we see on Amazon. But I don't see how it could be with them still claiming they haven't found the murder weapon. If it is a K-bar, I don't know why it could be a K-bar and then still say that if they think that Kohberger's the guy. You see what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. We're going to definitely try to figure out more information, though. I want to know. That's the reason why I'm so pissed off that when we tried to get the transcript in the pocket recording that was done by Idaho State Police, Gilbertson, it makes no sense to me that it's not there. That's what's missing. See, that's another thing I need to do a separate video on, because I was listening to, like I said, a couple different lives over the past couple of days just to see like what people are talking about with everything that's been going on. And I think it was over on Andrew Myers. I don't remember who it was, but it's just like, it was like the third or fourth time that I've heard it over the past week or so, where people are under the assumption that the official recorded inside the system that belongs to the Pennsylvania State Police system at the barracks interview with Kohberger is missing. And that's not what's missing. What's missing is the pocket recording that Brett Payne, in his report regarding the interview that him and Gilbertson did with Kohberger in Pennsylvania. Because remember, they were not there for his arrest. They did not ever even go into that gated community. They said that themselves. Well, Brett Payne said that himself. They watched everything happen from a drone. So even if something would have been found, they would have, the lead agency people from Idaho were not even present. And it makes it even shadier to know what might have been found and stashed away and hidden and anything else when they're telling us there's no body cam of the arrest. That none of the agencies from Pennsylvania, none of the agencies that were there from the feds, none of the agencies that participated in this high-profile arrest in the middle of the night where the Bearcat goes up the driveway and everything gets all busted in, there's no body cam. Why is there no body cam? Is it because they knew they'd find the sheath and they knew they had to hide it? I don't know. I have questions. 1.5 million freaking questions. Because the FBI told Latell County not to bother even trying to get any information from this person ever, apparently. So what are we supposed to think about that? I don't know. That everything's shady and bullshit for some reason or another, because if they really had proof of anything, why haven't we found it? Why haven't they actually produced it? Everything that could put their story pieces together, they're refusing to show us. They're still hiding everything there is to hide about this case after a year of a guilty plea. Where do you ever see that? Where do you ever see something like that? That's insane. Absolutely insane. There's just so much. There's so much that has no answer. And that's why we're still trying to find it. But that's a great question. And I would really hope that in the interview they asked him that. I would really hope that they searched the house for it. I would really hope that if they found a sheath, they would have been honest and said, well, yeah, we found a knife, but we also found a sheath, and it looks really similar to the one that was already found at the crime scene. But would they have been honest about that? Would they have had all of those agencies get all together, get into that house, let everybody know that this shit was about to go down, even call the families and be like, somebody's getting taken in tonight, get ready, and then go in there, find a sheath, and ruin everything and actually go public? No, I don't think they would. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just giving a scenario of, I don't think that they would admit it if they did. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a great question. I wish we had an answer. It's something I've wondered for a long time. Super long time. Oh, thank you for the 5, JJPP. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, like I said, we have been going through all of this stuff because we're trying to see if it actually does point to him. It doesn't. That's a huge issue for me. And yeah, I know there's all these other like constitutional issues and stuff that people care about. And that's great. And it matters to me too. But the evidence itself matters more to me at the end of the day, because we have to have a base to fight from. And in order for there to be a constitutional fight, you have to know if it's for a real innocent person or a real guilty person. And don't pretend like it doesn't matter. Everyone here is human. Everyone here knows that if you think somebody's actually guilty and you hear some shit about, oh, I don't know, the electricity going out for one day in the heat of the summer, you don't really give a shit, do you? I don't. Understand? I don't. But if you think somebody's innocent and they're being improperly and incorrectly imprisoned for something that you think that they didn't do, oh, you're mad. Oh, well, that's something else they're going to get to sue for. That's something else that they're going to be able to hold against them because they shouldn't be in there in the damn first place to have to deal with it. We're all human. I'm not saying nothing that's wrong. I don't think he did it. It's pretty clear what my stance is here because it's based off of evidence. And I can't be the crazy person when the state themselves are getting up and telling me everything that I've already been out here saying has been correct the entire time, and they don't have diddly nothing. If they would have came out during that plea hearing and spilt the damn beans, bro, about shit that they were holding back until trial, anything that maybe we just didn't know about, but they were holding behind each other because they obviously both sides know shit, but just stuff that wasn't out to the public, we'd be singing something different today. That didn't happen. We are a year past the guilty plea, and one more time, it's more secretive now than it was before. Honestly. Because now we're just getting the tidbits of shit that we already knew basically about that we had issues with. Now we have a whole new set of questions that are even deeper. Is something going to shake soon? I can't believe half the shit that Cyree says. So I'd like to hope I can trust one of the things at least when he says that there's something hopefully happening here, that a second bite of the apple should be coming. I'd hope so. Because point to me something that makes some sense here. Nothing. Because again, even if Cyree mapped his little heart out on a map and was able to say, oh, Kohberger went this way, and oh, he stopped here, and this is where I think the weapons are, and blah, 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 and gave that shit to the prosecution all the way back in January of 2025, you really damn think that they'd be going through all this bullshit for another 6 months before a plea? If Cyree could prove and switch sides and basically be like, nah, I can prove what this mofo was. I can prove everything. His map was given to the prosecution. His information was given to them. They didn't use what he's trying to use now for his bullshit against Kohberger. He stood up at that plea change and said they can't put him anywhere around nothing. There was no stalking. There was no nothing. There was no nothing. No nothing. I don't know. Other than the shit don't make sense. And if they asked him and he straight up said some bullshit story. Look, if we get the interviews, I'll tell y'all right now, if we get the interviews and it turns out that his knife sheath is just like missing and it's some bullshit story, I will definitely take a million steps back for a while and rethink how he suddenly became some octopus ninja. I mean, I don't know what else to say. There's no way that the coincidences could ever go as far as, oh, his sheath is lost and he's got some story about how he lost it. Yeah, that's not going to fly for me. But I really just don't feel like that's going to happen. I really don't feel like that's going to happen. But we shall see. Maybe, hopefully, one day. And I also don't think that the pocket recording and the transcript is lost. I think the feds snatched them up or deleted them on purpose and just didn't tell them. The feds had backdoor access into all of Moscow PD and ISP systems for sharing information. Let's not pretend like they didn't. So I have a feeling that they just went into the systems and maybe deleted them. But I'm also planning on trying to see what Pennsylvania says now about the Kohberger interview. I highly doubt anything's going to change. Honestly. I think the 3rd, Kimber. I think it's like September 2nd, September 3rd, something like that. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, there's just no way. I honestly feel that's what I said earlier in the live going over Olivia's comment about how, well, Xana was doing this, that, and everything. Nobody knows what the hell Xana was doing. Even Mr. Cell Phone don't know what the hell Xana was doing, so you can't go based off that. The cell phone manual are putting so much freaking faith in now. He don't even know where the hell Xana and Ethan were at that time, when they got home, or anything else. So you can't say that. Just because a DoorDash showed up almost 2 hours later and magically it wasn't in the door at the door frame the next morning when the cops showed up, don't mean shit. There was a plate of food on the kitchen counter and in Xana's room that both had curly fries on them. Those bags could have been from a day before. Like, we don't know what the hell was going on. We know that there was some sort of something in her stomach, but that really don't mean shit either, especially when we have the she was home eating pizza story. Who knows what the hell's going on? Again, there is no reason. We are almost 4 years into this case, and we don't know the facts about Xana and Ethan. Getting home, did they eat pizza? Did they not eat pizza? Was Jeff mistaken? Was it actually Friday that she said that and it wasn't actually Saturday? Why do we not know that information about half of the victims in this case? Why did Steve Goncalves say they didn't have to go upstairs? Why did we find out years later that Kaylee actually stayed in Xana's room when Kaylee first moved into that house? And it was like only maybe 3 months before the crimes that all of that changed and Kaylee went up to the 3rd floor and Xana moved in. How come all that stuff was sort of like hidden? Shit's weird, bro. Shit's weird, bro. Okay. Bro, I've asked for like even like logs, like visitor logs, shit like that. They won't give me nothing. But all we know is this. What has come out from Chris Whitcomb apparently going through shit and reading stuff. So take this with the big ass grain of salt, because he's the only one, not an expert, that's coming out here and mentioning Kohberger calls, messages, and text messages and communications with his family. Okay. There's nothing that the state could use. There's no discussions of anything. There's nothing that he says that gives them alarm. There's nothing said that sounds like it may be in some sort of weird code, like that weird car crash weirdo. Okay. None of that. None of that. Nothing. I don't know. You explain it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, I no longer live there.
Okay. And you lived in that apartment with
Bert.
And who else?
Hello, redacted. I guess this is the rest of the roommates.
Okay. Before we go any further, have you spoken with any of them?
Yes. So
Oh my goodness. There's so many.
Okay.
And at the apartment place.
So your apartment that you
I'm going to assume, because Connor's got a lot of names and maybe even accomplished A, maybe, that these roommates' names are already known. I have no clue who the roommates, who else lived with Hunter and this guy. No idea.
live in.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, gotcha.
That makes a lot more sense
Yep,
now. I was
thank
like,
you.
okay.
I know.
I was sitting there trying to picture it, and I was like,
Okay.
but then you said the wives, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are still there.
Mm-hmm.
We have been in contact with him. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So on November the 12th, which was the Saturday, were you down in Moscow then?
No.
Okay. Were we?
On the 12th, I was staying at my dad's house. I came back the day that like the police and everything showed up.
Roommates are Hunter, Jordan, Burkhart, and Madison Thornton. Okay, that is why I went over to the live chat replay on Connor's premiere that he did with this to see like what the additional information was, and I saw those names being mentioned. Okay, that makes complete sense then. Thank you so much.
So you went back down on November 13th then, which was Sunday. Do you remember about what time you arrived back?
8 a.m.
Okay. How did you get back?
Maybe try to find their usernames. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. But we already know two of them. So but that's my thing. Like, these redactions are not consistent. Like, we've already heard two of them from interviews that Connor has gotten from MPD. So how come the video games aren't redacted in all the interviews? You know what I mean? It's that kind of just dumb stuff.
Back down there.
My dad drove me.
Okay. Okay. That was an early morning.
Yeah, he gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning for work.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, he's trying to get me to go to the gym with him in the mornings now.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Early riser. Okay, so you got down there about 8 a.m. Tell me about your morning.
So right when we got back down there, we went to Winco, me and my dad, because he was buying me groceries. And I was just kind of reconvening with Jordan and hanging out with, which is my boyfriend.
Okay. Do you happen to know his last name? Okay. Okay.
And yeah. And we were just hanging out because he was going back down to
Okay.
and he was up visiting. And we were just kind of saying our last goodbyes because it was the last day there. He was leaving around 11 when everything kind of escalated with the police. And pretty much, yeah, we were just hanging out on the couch. I was on my phone, came in and said he's gonna go check what's going on. He was gonna go check on.
Okay.
And then went with him
and his
girlfriend.
Okay. How do you spell her last name?
So y'all heard what he said, right? Sorry, I'm asking Slade to go and find my cough drops. It's just this like one spot. It's like a constant tickle. Obviously, I have to like figure that out. Okay, hold on one second. He does, bro. It's because he's a freaking giant. He's like 5 inches taller than me. He can't help his damn self. Yeah, and we did lab work, and they said that they didn't see like whatever I guess they would normally see if that was a side effect. So I guess they're thinking that that's not it. But I'm about to just tell them I want to change it anyway. Because they were like, they didn't want to change it because it's been working so well. And I've tried other ones, and lisinopril is the only one that's been working. So we'll see. Thank you so much for the gift of membership, Sharon. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, they said it was fine, but I think I'm just going to tell them to go ahead and change it.
Pretty much, yeah, we were just.
So listen to what he said.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Early riser. Okay, so you got down there about 8 a.m. Tell me about your morning.
So right when we got back down there, we went to Winco, me and my dad, because he was buying me groceries. And I was just kind of reconvening with Jordan and hanging out with.
Great question. I don't
which
know.
is my boyfriend.
Okay. Do you happen to know his last name? Okay. Okay.
And yeah. And we were just hanging out because he was going back down to.
Okay.
And he was up visiting. And we were just kind of saying our last goodbyes because it was the last day there. He was leaving around 11 when everything kind of escalated.
Okay, so is this about Hunter leaving? Okay, that's another thing, okay? That's another thing. We didn't know until the Amazon Prime series that Hunter Johnson was visiting and telling people goodbye because that was his last day that he was going to be there before like going to school somewhere else. And that he didn't even tell Ethan he was leaving and that it was his last day until that day at the Whites, is how I remember it being said on Amazon. So that's another kind of big deal that they didn't tell us. So I think that that's who he's talking about here because of the visiting part, that being his last day. Yeah. And again, the Amazon Prime stuff was filmed in 2023. They just released it in 2025. Again, we've all dated that from other stuff that we've seen and how everybody looked. It was very easy to tell. So, yeah, that's something that we forget. That's something I forget because we didn't know that at first. So he just said 11 o'clock was the time that he was originally supposed to leave and be gone. But we know that the 911 call didn't go through until closer to noon. So maybe he just has that wrong. Or maybe Hunter decided, maybe I don't need to leave at 11. And then look what happened. I don't freaking know. Okay. But that's his side. That's what his story is right here. But yeah, Hunter, it was Hunter's last day. And he didn't even tell Ethan that it was going to be his last day and that he was leaving until the Whites party. He said so himself.
Okay.
And he was up visiting. And we were just kind of saying our last goodbyes because it was the last day there. He was leaving around 11 when everything.
Let me back up just a little bit.
Because he was buying me groceries. And I was just kind of reconvening with Jordan and hanging out with, which is my boyfriend.
Okay. Do you happen to know his last name?
I think he's saying that he was hanging out with everybody that morning.
Okay.
At some point. It's hard to tell, but it sounds like he might be talking about
And yeah. And we were just hanging out because he was going back down to.
Okay.
And he was up visiting.
Not that I know of.
And we were just kind of saying our last goodbyes because it was the last day there. He was leaving around 11 when everything kind of escalated with the police. And
it's in the Amazon series where Hunter says that himself. So there might have been somebody else that was leaving that day too. Interesting the last name though. Interesting the last name. But no, he said that. I'll even go back into my my live review videos that I did because when he said that, I remember being taken aback by that because that was something that we didn't know.
Pretty much, yeah. We were just hanging out on the couch. I was on my phone. Came in and said he's gonna go check what's going on. He was gonna go check on.
Okay.
And went with him, and
his
girlfriend.
Okay. How do you spell her last name? Okay. So it said he was going to go over to 1122 King Street. Do you know how he was asked to go over there, or why he was?
I don't know how or why. I just know that he came in, checked on us, and he was like, I'm gonna go check on him.
Okay. And to your knowledge, went with him?
Yes, to my knowledge.
Okay.
She walked down into our apartment with him because she lived right above us.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Emily lived right above.
And so
Emily and Josie lived right above Hunter and this guy, and there's Venmo transactions that were found in the very beginning of this case. We've gone through some of them, but some of them weren't relevant to me at the time, so we didn't. But going back and seeing some of the older ones, it was very apparent that Hunter and Josie were just a couple. Like, they were dating not long before all of this happened. So the relationship with Emily and Hunter was hella fresh. Hella fresh. And mind you, Lyndon and Josie were not actually a couple at the time that the murders took place. She put some really strange posts up on social media talking about how her friends getting murdered made Lyndon realize how much he wanted to be with her and life was short, or some stuff like that. Like, it was just really strange the way she put it. But I don't know if they're still together or not, but they were, I guess, just like in the talking phase at that point. And now then they got together, and then Emily and Hunter were like a hella fresh couple. And now I think they just got married. I think they got married right before Stephen Jr. and Chronicles of Olivia got married, as far as I know.
He was up there that morning, and then he came down, checked on me. He said hi because I had just got back into town. I was gone for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said he's going to check on Dylan, and then he went, and then had left.
Okay.
And
I'm going to go back in and try to see if I can find it. I mean, you might be right, but I'm pretty sure that Hunter said that in the Amazon thing. But no, it is like where it sounds like he's hanging out with them, but then it also sounds like they were in two separate apartments. So you might be right on that.
And we saw the police go by.
Okay. When was the last time you have seen Xana?
The last time I saw Xana was probably 3 days before it happened.
Okay.
I guess when did you head back up?
I headed back up on Wednesday.
Okay. 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 So 3 days before, you saw Xana.
Yeah.
Where'd you run into her at?
I was hanging out at an apartment.
Okay.
Emily's apartment, maybe?
And when was the last time you saw Ethan?
I ran into Ethan the same day I saw Xana, but I was playing video games with him the same day it happened.
See right here.
But that doesn't matter.
So on Sunday morning?
No.
No.
On Saturday night.
Okay,
before everyone went out, yeah, on the 12th.
Did he say 6 p.m. already? Because I remember him saying something about 6 p.m.
I was playing video games with him the same day it happened. But that doesn't matter.
So on Sunday morning?
No.
No.
On Saturday night.
Okay,
before everyone went out, yeah, on the 12th.
So you're playing video games with him? Was it like online?
Yeah, it was online.
Okay, so you like.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense because if you would have been in Wrath.
Yeah. Okay. No, we were playing an online game.
Okay. Which game was it?
We were playing.
Okay. How many people play that game at one time?
It's normally 3 people at one time.
See?
Okay.
3 people at one time. I don't know what that could be. I have no idea. No clue.
Who else was on with you? Okay.
And Jordan. So the Jordan guy, that's what I'm saying. They redacted the game, but we heard them talk about Clash of Clans and Rocket League before, but we can't hear this game that they're playing. I don't know. Apex Legends, is that one that's a 3-player game? It did sound like he was trying to say an A, so you're probably right. I've heard of that game before. I've heard of that before. And it's 3-player? What console or anything is that on? Yeah. It is played by 3 people. Yes. Okay, let's look it up real quick. I've heard of it, but I honestly have no freaking idea what it is. I think my son's played it. Oh, yeah, he's played this. First-person shooter game on Steam. Yeah, he's played it on Steam. Okay. Yeah, it's your standard, almost kind of looks like Fortnite wannabe, you know, like it's almost on the same visually, kind of looks like Fortnite a little bit. Just buildings and big stuff. I mean, I don't know what you do in the game, but that's what it looks like. I guess that's the main character. So I guess that you have to have 3 people to have a team. I'm assuming 3 people to make a team, something like that. So he says 6 o'clock. Let me go grab that book real quick. Hold on. Let me put this back. Let me go grab the book with the timeline. Since I can't give you the actual timeline from the police, because even though it's in this damn book, they're telling me that it doesn't exist. So let me get this stupid thing real quick. Hold on. Okay. So I want to see the timeline and see what it says for 6 o'clock. Eek. So what you're going to hear him say here in just a second, I don't think he said it already. What you're going to hear him say is that all of a sudden Ethan was just like, I got to go, and got off the game. And it says here, because 6 o'clock in military time is what, 1800 hours? So it says, Bethany, Maddie, Xana, Dylan all napped at the house. That's when they were apparently sleeping. If he played with them for like an hour or so, then this would make sense for why Dylan said he had to go real quick. Because at 7:19, the Explorer shows it leaves King Road. So where is he when he's playing? You can play it on a computer, an iPad, or a phone too. Oh, so he could have been easily sitting at King Road playing on his phone, laying next to Xana while she took a nap. Easily. Okay. So the Erica text message came through at 5:03. And there's still some people saying that it's some sort of app or something like that. I will just say again, with the research that was done here when that first got brought up regarding that Erica app that is for phones, the Erica app literally shuts down your phone's ability to be able to send notifications point blank period. It doesn't actually send any sort of messages to the phone itself. It wouldn't be some sort of text message for that app. It literally is a study tool so that people are unable to access like social media or get social media messages or updates or anything like that when they need it to literally be like shut off that way, but also still need to be able to get like emergency phone calls. It's basically turning off their notifications that aren't emergency or whatever. Like you can go in there and pick which ones that you want to turn off, but it's not, that wouldn't be what sent him any messages. That's not what it would have been. But see, I still question where Ethan was though, because at 5:32, Ethan's phone says that Xana texted him saying that she was going to take a nap until 8 o'clock. And it doesn't have anything in here, which of course doesn't mean shit because Chris Whitcomb picked and chose what he put in here. But it doesn't say like if the Explorer got to King Road or what time the Explorer got to King Road. And there would be no reason, honestly, that Xana would need to text Ethan about her taking a nap if they were together. Plus, we know that they separated ways at the Whites after the party. We know that. So 5:32, she's claiming she's home and sends him a message about taking a nap until 8 o'clock. And it shows the Explorer leaves a little less than 2 hours later from King Road at 7:19. So if he's playing video games, even if it is on his phone, like where was he at? Was he with his brother at Sigma Chi? Was he, I don't know, somebody else's apartment? Like where was he at? How come we don't know that? Where was he? I don't think I know that. I've never heard where he was.
Do you know about what time you were playing that with him? What time he was on with you, I guess?
Like 6 p.m. And then he said at the end, he goes, we played a few games, and not nearly as much as we normally play because we just reconvened. And then he just abruptly said, I got to go. Bye.
Okay. Do you remember about what time that was?
Probably around 6:30.
Okay.
Or 7, somewhere like, or maybe he had
And
to
you
get ready
remember
at
him saying
6:30.
something akin to, I got to go by?
Yeah.
Okay.
That might have been when he started getting dressed.
Do you know?
I know her I know her mutually mostly.
Okay.
I know Maddie and Kaylee mutually because I'm also from. Kaylee lived like down the road, but I'm more familiar with Kaylee's.
Okay. Did you go to?
I went to.
You went to Lakeland?
Yes.
Okay. So you just consider yourself more of an acquaintance?
I consider myself more of an acquaintance with them.
Okay. Are you on any social media with them?
No.
Okay. Are you on any social media with Xana?
I could be on, but I don't think I am.
Okay.
I've kind of just stayed out of the picture. I'm normally the one taking pictures, so.
Okay.
And so I'm normally the one doing all the pictures, and so I'm normally out of them.
Okay. Okay. So.
Sorry, this is the first time my Walmart person has not been able to find my house and had to call me because they could, and it makes no sense. Literally, we've been here forever. That's the first time, but okay.
You think that you're on Xana's Instagram?
No, with Xana.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe.
Any social media with Ethan?
No.
Okay.
But a lot of the pictures that were taken at it, I was there.
Okay.
Where is he saying Hunga Dunga or Sigma Chi?
That you're on Xana's Instagram?
No, with Xana.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe.
Any social media with Ethan?
No.
Okay.
But a lot of the pictures that were taken at it, I was there.
I can't tell.
Okay. Oh, okay. So when was the last time you were up there?
Just this summer.
Okay. Okay. So one of the things that we're working through right now, it's slog, is we're eliminating people.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where we're at. One of the things we're asking for is what's called a buccal swab. It's a DNA swab of the inside of people's mouths. We have that. From there, we get the DNA from that, and we can say, you know, obviously you said you've been there.
I've been there.
When was the last time you were inside the King Street apartment?
Earlier that week.
Okay.
It could have been earlier than that, but I'm pretty sure it was earlier that week.
Okay.
I'm not 100% on that, but I wasn't there shortly before it happened. I wasn't.
Okay. Okay. So when you're there, do you ever go into the bedrooms at all?
Just Xana's bedroom.
Okay.
And I normally just sit on her bed and hang out.
Okay.
And then the living room.
Yeah, that's actually not uncommon in those. Sorry, the dogs are tripping because the Walmart lady's here. That's not uncommon for them to just like go into the separate rooms in colleges like that. So him like saying that he has sat on Xana's bed is not abnormal in this situation because of the living situation. And he very possibly could be some of the unknown male DNA in that house. But I mean, only if he bled, I guess. I guess it would just depend on if they found unknown DNA, you know, elsewhere. But I wonder if there was enough DNA of his in that house to maybe cause mixture issues if he's there all the time in her room and in the living room. And we know that that's where like a lot of places, not like the living room itself, but like on the walls and stuff like that. So I wonder if he had any of his belongings and stuff there. A lot of people in and out of that damn house.
Do you ever go into the bedrooms at all?
Just Xana's bedroom.
Okay.
And I normally just sit on her bed and hang out.
Okay.
And then the living room. Mainly, whenever I go there, I'm normally in the back.
Okay.
And then I was in I was in Madison's room before, like the last time I was there, I was in Madison's room with.
Which would have been the night before? Because he said the last time that he saw them was over there like the day before, right? Isn't that what he said at the beginning of the interview?
And hang out.
Okay.
And then the living room. Mainly, whenever I go there, I'm normally in the back.
Okay.
And then I was in I was in Madison's room before, like the last time I was there, I was in Madison's room with my friends, just hanging out because they were friends with.
Okay.
So now he's in both rooms. Okay.
Okay. All right. So the night of the 12th into the early morning hours of the 13th, you were up here. Okay. All right. Do you have any from that 24 to 48 hour period, any Instagram, Snapchats, or anything with any of the people involved, any Xana, Ethan, or any of them?
During the time that it happened?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
I was in contact. I didn't text Ethan until after I knew something bad had happened.
Okay.
Because when I was up here, I kind of just like isolated myself, give myself a refresher, brain clear, because I was doing exams for my classes, and so I was just kind of hanging out with my dad, and I didn't really check my phone.
Okay. Okay. In your time around any of them, and I realize it's probably Xana more than Maddie or Kaylee, but have they ever mentioned any issues with feeling unsafe?
No.
It is now December 7th, and she is still saying Xana's name wrong.
I realize it's probably Xana more than Maddie or Kaylee, but have they ever mentioned any issues with feeling unsafe?
No. Xana was like the happiest person I ever met. I mean, I thought she could conquer the world. Every time I was with her, just super bright light, like always happy. I never saw her angry. And so when everything happened, I was just super awful. But no, she never mentioned anything about feeling unsafe.
Okay. How about as you're around your apartment complex there? Have you ever heard something, seen something, heard somebody say something that, as you sit back and think about it, is, you know, kind of a red flag?
There's just been like fights.
Okay. Like fist fights?
Yeah. Between just a bunch of random people that are throwing parties at my apartment complex, or just people are having a quarrel. But there's been a few fist fights out in the parking lot of my apartment complex.
Okay. So how long have you lived in the Whites? So how many fights do you think you've witnessed?
Probably about 2 there.
Okay. Like draw blood kind of fist throwing fight?
Yeah, I mean like 5-on-5 people.
Okay.
Frat fights, basically gang fights. I mean, be serious about it.
And have you ever been involved in any of those?
One apparently. Oh, well, you heard that start. We're not allowed to know what kind of fight he got in. What? That's poop. I'd like to know. I would like to know. How much is this redacted? I hate how much they redact stuff. That's crazy. Good. How big was this
did
fight?
you ever find out who he was?
No clue who he was.
Have you seen him since?
No.
Why does she sound alarmed? What is the story being told here? She sounds alarmed.
Okay, did you ever find out who he was?
No clue who he was.
Have you seen him since?
No.
Why does she sound alarmed? I want to know what the hell was being talked about.
I asked multiple people that lived in the apartment complex if they knew who he was, and no one knew who he was.
When was this about?
This was towards the early in the semester, like September.
Okay. Did he appear to be a student?
You mean September, when Kaylee has, she's telling people about the stalking situation in September? That's crazy.
Towards the early in the semester, like September.
Okay. Did he appear to be a student?
He looked around my age, but I don't know if he was a student. Like I said, I've never seen the person before, and I've been very involved on campus.
Who the hell is this? So somebody
okay, did you ever find out who he was?
No clue who he was.
Have you seen him since?
No. I asked multiple people that lived in the apartment complex if they knew who he was, and no one knew who he was.
When was this about?
This was towards the early in the semester, like September.
September
okay.
11th.
Did he appear to be a student?
He looked around my age, but I don't know if he was a student. Like I said, I've never seen the person before, and I've been very involved on campus.
Okay.
And normally the people that are wandering over that way, I know.
Okay. And you didn't recognize any of his buddies that showed up?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did they all look to be about student age?
Yeah, they all looked about to be my age, and the only possibility that they could be students is that they lived in the dorms, because I don't really know anyone who lives in the dorms.
Okay.
But other than that, I have no idea who they were.
Okay.
Okay, so listen to this again. He is saying that there was some sort of fight that took place at the Whites in September. So the blood at the apartments, that has nothing to do with anything, in November. That was fresher. I don't know what the hell that was. We've talked about it. We're still going to re-talk about it. But this is something that happened before the crime. So this is September. He's talking about fights that took place. And now he's claiming that whoever was responsible for doing something, whatever, there was one sort of fight that there, whatever, he didn't recognize the guy and he didn't recognize the other guys with him either. And where they walked off to, like when they walked off, he didn't recognize any of them. So there's like this is now a story of someone seeing multiple people that are apparently violent, aggressive, that are in the area, and he doesn't recognize them as a student there that lives in that area. That's kind of concerning. Who the hell is this?
When was this about?
This was towards the early in the semester, like September.
Okay. Did he appear to be a student?
He looked around my age, but I don't know if he was a student. Like I said, I've never seen the person before, and I've been very involved on campus.
Okay.
It very well could have been, because what we found out after the fact is that there's certain courses at both schools, and it's very common for certain majors to have some classes in Pullman and some classes at the University of Idaho, both sides. And sometimes within the same week, you're going in between campuses. So yes, it could have been. Could have been.
And normally the people that are wandering over that way, I know.
Okay. And you didn't recognize any of his buddies that showed up?
Mm-mm.
Okay, did they all look to be about student age?
Yeah, they all looked about to be my age. And the only possibility that they could be students is that they lived in the dorms, because I don't really know anyone who lives in the dorms.
Okay.
But other than that, I have no idea who they were.
Okay. Okay. Has your roommate, has she ever said anything that she's felt unsafe at anything that's ever?
No, she just felt unsafe if we would leave the door unlocked.
Okay.
So we all had our keys on us at all times and just locked the door, because she knows that area where King Street and Taylor Street meet is like a big party place. She knows that people will be coming in and out of places drunk, and so she doesn't want just drunk people walking in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only time she's mentioned feeling unsafe.
Okay. Okay. Tim, anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I have the swabs here.
No more. We haven't gone over these interviews till today.
I don't have any release forms though. Do we need?
As long as it's recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good. Do you mind giving a swab?
I can give a swab.
Okay.
Okay, so they have verbal confirmation, so they don't need a form.
Pretty short and sweet. And I will tell you that this is only used as elimination for this case only, so it doesn't go into any kind of like national database or anything like that.
Okay.
So you're heading off now to
go where? I guess back home, or to his next school, I guess. They're redacting his, like, I guess, school information and stuff like that, which is fine. But there's no reason to try to redact a video game name. It's so stupid. Oh, they're so funny. Oh my God. So I've skipped a whole minute. Okay, so that was like, there was still going to be like a minute and a half almost there.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna lock us all in here.
Okay, I always try to pre-fold it because it's a pain. They don't make these user friendly.
No.
But okay. Oh, now it's all smeared.
Something just got smeared.
Alrighty. So what I'm going to do, we do 2 swabs. Just going to stick them right in the side of your mouth here. up against the inside of your cheek and just rub for about 5-10 seconds. Perfect. Thank you.
I wonder if he's one of 9 that hadn't been placed into the system.
What are we missing? I mean, as we're going through this,
I don't
we're
think we have the names.
trying to gather as much information as we can. Have you thought of anything that's like, oh man, they need to be looking here?
No, I haven't thought of anything. It's like I said, it's all like people that go to their houses, all people that I'm acquainted with at least.
Okay.
And so, I mean, obviously it's hard for me to fathom any of them doing anything like this.
So you've never had anybody that you've seen that's awkward with firearms, weapons of any kind?
No.
Okay.
I mean, most of the kids that I hung out with there seemed to be normal. From just there's a few kids that I haven't really talked to. I mean, I know of them and I've had conversations with them, but like I said, most of the people there, we're all friends.
Okay.
Nobody's ever stuck out like a random person that's come across or like come out of anywhere.
No, there's been every time I've been there's been 0 random people.
Can you say something about it? I was reading the chat. I didn't hear it.
Most of the kids that I hung out with
supposed
there
to be together.
seemed to be normal. From just there's a few kids that I haven't really talked to. I mean, I know of them and I've had conversations with them, but like I said, most of the people there, we're all friends.
Okay.
Nobody's ever stuck out like a random person that's come across or like come out of anywhere.
No, there's been every time I've been there's been 0 random people that just come out of the blue there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really weird to think about because I mean, from what I'm understanding, they went through the slider door. Only people that have been there often would know that that's always unlocked.
Okay.
Because that they left it unlocked for their friends to come in when they can't make it home or they just need somewhere to stay or they need people to talk to. I mean,
I'm so sorry I didn't see this. Thank you for the gifted membership, Death Child. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
That was always just an option to go to if you just needed someone to talk to or you needed to escape from like what was going on with school or something for a minute.
So King Road was known for leaving the doors unlocked so people could go in and like take a break from life is what he's saying. One more time.
Often would know that that's always unlocked.
Okay.
Because that they left it unlocked for their friends to come in when they can't make it home or they just need somewhere to stay or they need people to talk to. I mean, that was always just an option to go to if you just needed someone to talk to or you needed to escape from like what was going on with school or something for a minute. Like that was just the place that everyone went to. I mean, and no one that's random just went there. It was a little further than everywhere else that people went to go party.
Mm-hmm.
And
how can you sit there and say no one random ever went there? You can't say that.
Or you needed to escape from like what was going on with school or something for a minute. Like that was just the place that everyone went to. I mean, and no one that's random just went there. It was a little further than everywhere else that people went to go party.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a spot for friends. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that it's someone that I know that did it, but I don't know who.
Okay.
Like once this person gets caught, I have a feeling that I'm gonna know who it was, like who the person is.
Okay.
So something deep down in him told him that once the person was caught, it was going to be someone that they knew. And this is someone who was close to Ethan, close to Xana, at the house, according to him, at the house all the time. Hunter Johnson's roommate, Hunter Johnson's cousin, played video games with Ethan all the time. Obviously, played video games with him that day. So someone close to him, close to the case, said he has a feeling that when the person is caught, he's going to know who he is. I would really love this person's opinion on where this ended up.
It was just a spot for friends. I mean, I don't know. I have a feeling that it's someone that I know that did it, but I don't know who.
Okay.
Like, once this person gets caught, I have a feeling that I'm going to know who it was, like who the person is.
Okay.
But that's just based off of my personal experiences there. I've never had any random person come up to that place.
I still don't think you can
It's
say that.
always been people that
All the
I've
way.
known or people that lived there now.
Okay.
And like I said, the only someone that has been there would know that that slider door is always unlocked, or someone that's been watching. Because every time I went through there,
But that's only if whoever did this used the slider. Like, we know the slider was messed up, but we've also had them already tell us that the door in the front was not secure either. I don't remember exactly whose interview it was, but it was one of the more recent ones over the past, I'd say, less than 2 months. Okay, so go run over to Connor's channel, maybe even Christy's Chaos's channel, and see, because it wasn't Jack's. Well, you know what? It might have been Jack's. One of the more recent interviews said that there's been times where the door would be like swung shut in the front and it wouldn't actually lock, and it would kind of like bounce and come back open and wouldn't close all the way. So the back door and the front door were not secure at all. And if we're supposed to believe that the girls were outside whenever they found Murphy, because we hear two girls, or actually we can't even say two girls. We hear girls' voices because it's more than one girl's voice at close to the 3 o'clock hour saying Murphy because they just found him. We also, according to everything else, have no idea where the hell Xana and Ethan were. So let's just say the girls were in the back door, but we can't tell because it would sound the way it sounds regardless of if they were in the front parking lot or if they were off in that little side yard outside of the back patio. You can hear them talking. We don't know what door they used. So we can't even say, okay, well, they used the back door, but maybe Xana and Ethan used the front door. We don't know. Now, I know there's this DoorDash little situation, okay? So they want you to assume that Xana was the one who went downstairs and grabbed the DoorDash. So then what do you have? You have Maddie and Bethany, or maybe even Maddie and Kaylee at this point, outside trying to find Murphy, so we don't know which door they used. Then we have Xana at 4 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock, 3:59, according to what they want us to believe, going downstairs and grabbing the DoorDash. Okay, so then there's a possibility right then and there that maybe the door didn't actually close all the way because it got swung closed and didn't actually close and lock like it was supposed to, because we've already been told that that's a problem. So we don't really know shit about shit when it comes to if the person actually, if Xana saw this person, if the person was actually leaving, because she did not see the person go out the back sliding door. The person was 3 feet away from her and going in the direction of the sliding door. But that doesn't guarantee that the person actually left. They're basing that on the fact that some car takes off. That's the only thing they're basing that off of. They don't have any proof of that. They don't have any proof of anything else. They're using that as an assumption. It's literally all a hypothesis at this point, based off of other things that we have no actual proof of. Because again, Dylan never called Bethany. Bethany called Dylan. It's not the way that the story was originally laid out. And we know that now that the records are out. It's insane how much the story changed. It's insane how much the story changed. But we do not know how the person or persons got inside that house. And we do not know how the person or persons left that house. And that is just the actual facts here. Everything that you were hearing, and not just because of this interview, everything you were hearing from law enforcement, everything you're hearing from anyone associated with this case is all assumption. That's a fact. A sad fact, but a fact.
I mean, they have a passcode on the front. They had a passcode on the front door.
Right.
And a lot of people, they knew the passcode, but I never bothered to ask because I always knew the side door was unlocked. I'd just walk up the rocks
and come around.
I don't have time for ridiculous people. We're just gonna get
Okay.
ready now. I don't have time for that.
Well, if there's anything, between
Absolutely
now and
ridiculous.
whatever.
He doesn't.
Oh, if I think of someone or I hear of something,
Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't.
I'm coming straight to the authorities.
I don't either.
This has been on my mind every single day. I
Right.
mean, I'm back home, and it's hard for me during the holiday season to wrap my head around all this.
Yeah, I block people that come in here acting like they're full of shit. I don't have time for someone who is going to base their rhetoric in here of, oh, Kohberger's guilty, and they're going to argue everything, and then say some dumb shit. Because I was letting them stay here. I've been seeing him the whole time. This Chris person, I've been seeing that account in here the whole time. I don't care that somebody comes in here and has a difference of opinion. He can have his guilty opinion all he wants to. I'm not going to deal with it when you're going to say stupid shit like, I have a video on my YouTube channel of them yanking on the sliding door and you can hear them talking to Bryan Kohberger. No, the effing FFF, you freaking don't. Don't come in here with some made up, dumbass bullshit and then think that I'm going to even deal with it. You were able to stay in here all you wanted to with your little guilty opinion because I don't care about any of that. But when you make up some dumb shit and that's what you're in here for, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. And that's why there's no mods here. I like kicking these dumbasses out myself. It's fun. Some dumbass named Chris Stew. Like I said, he was coming in here with a guilty opinion and I don't care. I've been letting him chat this whole time. It's been like, I don't even know, like 45 minutes now, almost 30 minutes. I'm not going to block you because you think that Kohberger's guilty. I haven't seen him being disrespectful. But when you come in here and say that kind of shit, oh, you have a video of somebody tugging on the sliding door talking to Bryan. Are you out of your mind? Are you Joseph Morris? We don't play those games here. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. I'm not dealing with it. Dumb. This is a lot of redactions. There's a lot of redactions. It's playing. I promise. Oh my God. Are we going to get any sound ever? Let's go up 30 seconds. 30 more. 30 more.
I'm
Finally. Okay. Jeebus. Isn't that crazy as hell?
Do you know?
All that tells me is he took some of our freaking 11/12 footage and laid some fake audio in it. Weirdo. What a freaking weirdo.
Bethany,
yeah, I'm friends with.
okay.
You know what? That's a great question. Let's go back and see what the question was and then go forward because I don't remember. Oh my God.
I'm coming straight to the authorities. I mean,
Okay.
Well, if there's anything, between now and whenever, if you.
if I think of someone or I hear of something, I'm coming straight to the authorities. I mean, this has been on my mind every single day. I mean, I'm back home, and it's hard for me during the holiday season to wrap my head around all this.
So basically his experience about how he's dealing with it is being redacted. I don't really have a problem with that. All right, let's see. Let's go forward.
When that.
Okay, right here.
That's how I met them, and then I became friends with them.
Okay.
And then Maddie and Kaylee were a little bit older.
Okay.
And so every time that I was around, they weren't really.
Are you having a stroke?
Okay.
And so I've met them a few times. Like I said, I've hung out with them like twice. With all my friends. But that's about it.
Okay. Have you touched base at all with?
Yeah, I really just kind of asked how they were doing. I
Okay.
mean, I was trying to let them.
3 minutes. In the 3 minutes, he had a whole conversation at the back sliding door. Love it. People are crackheads, bro.
And so I just kind of asked them how they were doing and told them to let me know if they need anything at all.
Crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. This person is got to be having a stroke. I don't know what the hell they're saying. Apparently they're losing respect because we're asking questions. Well, then get the hell up out my chat and unsub. I mean, damn. Free will, broski. Learn how to utilize it. Oh my God. All these redactions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see.
Well, this is sure an awful way
Welcome,
to
Sammy.
capstone your college.
Yeah.
You know, it's for all of you.
Mm-hmm.
For every single one of you. And our hearts go out to you. And you have my name, my number, my
You realize this is a subscriber-only chat, right? You crackhead. Be a crackhead elsewhere. Now you're banned.
email. If something comes up that you think of, you know,
Mhm.
if something you hear
Happy
something.
food.
A lot of times these break even down the road. Somebody
Hilarious.
hears something
Mm-hmm.
or sees something, and you know, they just say, "Hey, that just didn't seem right." And that's the kind of stuff that we follow up on. So
Mm-hmm.
don't hesitate to call if you need it.
Because I'm going back down to Moscow to pick up like my bed and my desk and everything, and I can kind of touch base with a lot of my friends, and if I hear, that'd probably be the time that I would hear anything about it.
Right.
Because up here, the only people I've been seeing is my family, and
Mhm.
they know not to really ask me any questions about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so if I hear anything when I'm down in Moscow, I'm going straight to either you or what's the guy that called me? His name?
Cody Herman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's the
have
one
his
from
number. He
earlier.
texted me and told me to let him know if I hear anything.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's all I can do now is try and help the situation.
Right.
But with me, it's going to be a lot harder. I won't even have my phone.
Right.
Ooh.
So
He won't have his phone where he's going? Military, maybe? Jail? I mean, I don't want to say jail, but that's kind of like the first thing I thought. I wonder what that's about.
do now is try and help the situation.
Right.
But with me, it's going to be a lot harder. I won't even have my phone.
Right.
So
Yeah. Well, that's probably a good thing. Get you off
Yeah.
the X for a while. So let me end this at 2.
I guess maybe they might be talking about his forensic download. I guess that would make more sense that they're going to be downloading his phone.
2:29.
Okay, then it's done. So then they're going to download his phone. But yeah, that's it. I mean, honestly, I feel like he was probably the more honest of them all, which is interesting. I don't know why we weren't told that there was some sort of pit stop in between Hunter getting, told by Emily what was going on apparently, and then like taking off and going into like his own apartment before he took off, because Caleb just said, yeah, he came in there to check on us before saying he was going over there. And I don't know why. I don't know why that would be what Hunter said when it's Dylan calling from something going on inside of 1122. Why would you need to check and see if the people in your own apartment are okay? That's interesting too. Oh, and thank you so much for the coffees, Karen. I just got the email. Thank you so much for the buy me a coffees. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know, but I do feel like he was pretty honest. I didn't get any deceptive vibes or anything from this guy at all. I really didn't. I mean, it might change if I were to see his body movements and his, face maybe, but I didn't get any deception from this guy at all. That's, yeah, very genuine sounding. So that's why, like, I really kind of question, is Peter actually out here, like, falsely giving information that maybe he knows that this guy is going to hear as like a jealousy thing? Because this guy is saying that he was close with Ethan. Oh, where's the idiot? What a loser to have 80,000 accounts. Good night. And goodbye. I want to start clipping and posting just when I block mofos. I'm sure he's going to pop up again with another account. Like, he's probably in his mama's basement, like, digging up his passwords. So ridiculous. Like, damn, what are we doing? We're going over some information and asking questions. If you don't freaking like it, go prove me wrong. Freaking find the receipts, bitch. That's all I got to ever say. I'm so over it. You know, I think I'm going to be like one of those for real streamers and just get like a damn soundboard of me saying like the dumbest shit. So I don't even have to keep repeating myself. I just press a button. Like, I'm done talking. I'm done talking. So stupid. Anyway, no, I really did feel like he was very honest. I think he didn't feel deceptive whatsoever. And I, again, just don't understand why they wouldn't just tell us that. Why didn't Hunter mention that? I mean, Hunter would have been the only one to know that he stopped at his own apartment before heading over to 1122. So why did he never mention anything? I wish we had access to other interviews besides just the ones, you know, at the scene with Eric Warner and the one inside of the police department. It would be really nice to hear something else. But I don't know. I am going to also go through and re-listen to the Amazon episodes because, I mean, Hanky Panky could be right about it being the Brady Gooch, I think you said. Brady Gooch guy. Very well could be right. But that scene is in my head of them talking about how Hunter had to tell Ethan at the party that he was leaving. So I'm going to go back and find it so we can talk about it. It sucks I'm running out of time, honestly, because my whole goal was to find a way to get you guys access to the Amazon series episodes edited down with, like, because I don't care about, like, I don't care about interviews with people that Maddie worked with at some clothing store. I don't really care about shit like that. I wanted to go in and edit the people that were the most important, like, information would stay, and then like all the little, like, other little details would just go. And I can't put it on YouTube without getting hella struck because of who it belongs to. But I feel like there's got to be a way that I can share it. My edited version, I can share it with like some sort of free trustworthy link, maybe Google Drive, but I feel like they might be too big for Google Drive, but maybe not. Because all the 1122 stuff is in Google Drive. So maybe it wouldn't be too big for Google Drive. But I wanted to be able to go through those again before the new Amazon series. So technically we don't have a date yet. So maybe I'm not running out of time. Because we have the Sundance one coming out on the 23rd. That's this week. So that'll be Thursday that we do a live watch with me for that. So I'll go ahead and get the thumbnail for that all together. Do I have that one already? No, I have the one for Netflix that comes out next week together. So I'll get that together. And again, since it's Wednesday, is it Wednesday or Thursday? Is it Thursday? So this Thursday for the Sundance one, I can do it anytime because Thursdays I'm off. I'll do a poll, like I said. I'll get that out today so I can see exactly when everybody's good to go that does want to be there, you know, here when we watch it. Also, another thing, though, is I need to see what time, because just because it has a date of the 23rd doesn't mean it's going to, like, magically become available at 12:01, you know? Sometimes they release them at, like, 7 o'clock at night. Even, like, they make you wait all day. So I guess I need to check that and see what time they're going to actually have it available. We shall see. But we do have a lot going on. A lot going on. Yes, that's going to be tonight. That's what we're going to be going over tonight is the second half of the Cy interview. We spent about 5.5 hours going over the first half of it, and we're going to go over the last half of it tonight. It's 6:45. It's almost 6:45, so probably 8:45, 9:15. It'll have to just be later again because it's already kind of late. And so I got to go do dinner and laundry and kid stuff and all that other stuff. So 8:45, 9:15, somewhere around there, but it'll be a few hours. I wish I didn't have to. I wish it was just like we need to listen and take notes, but that's not the case, unfortunately. That's definitely not my fault. So we're just going to sit there and talk about what we need to talk about. I'll have that out soon, about 30 minutes or so, 30 to 45 minutes or so before we go live so that you guys can catch it. I know the notifications are still not working right. I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what else to do other than like a mailing list or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how trustworthy WhatsApp is. I got an email the other day. I think it was from Danny saying, like, what about creating a WhatsApp type group to where you can, and the first thing I was thinking, like, well, I could send out notifications before I go live because a lot of people don't get YouTube notifications. It's been a big issue, but I don't know how trustworthy WhatsApp is. I don't like Discord. I don't know, guys. I'm still trying to work on it. I'm still trying to figure it out. But again, oh yeah, Taco Tuesday, duh. Oh my God. You know why I forgot? Because I had my barbacoa this morning. I had my barbacoa this morning, so the tacos are already out of my mind. How dare me? We might do nachos, actually, instead of tacos, since I already had a taco. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Thank you again for being in here. Thank you for the new members, the super stickers, the little gems that you guys are spreading out there, the super chats, and again, the gifted memberships. I will see you guys in a little bit. Go eat some tacos. See y'all.